Home is heavily damaged after being struck by a pickup truck. Plus, we hear new witness testimony during day 2 of the Thomas Bonfanti trial. And Senator Angus King weighs in on the gun control debate. The 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 starts right now.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office made another drug-related arrest during a traffic stop on May 23rd. A deputy stopped a vehicle on Moosehead Trail Road in Plymouth and detected suspicious behavior and items associated with drug trafficking. Authorities identified the female occupant as 36-year-old Kendra Mason of Dixmont. She was out on bail for previous drug charges. After searching the vehicle, a deputy found methamphetamine and fentanyl. Mason was arrested for trafficking of scheduled drugs and violation of conditions of release. She's being held at the Penobscot County Jail. Well, things could have ended much worse when a truck hit a house in Lee this morning. Firefighters were called to a home on the Lee Road that belonged to one of their crew members. When they arrived, they found a pickup truck partially inside the building, as you see right there on your screen. Firefighters say the truck actually hit the electrical connection to the house. So Versant and law enforcement officials responded to the scene, and according to Lee Fire and Rescue, that home was occupied at the time of the crash. Luckily, though, nobody was injured. The driver, who firefighters say fell asleep, was evaluated and eventually released. On Thursday marked day 2 of the trial for a Northfield man accused of fatally shooting 3 people and injuring another. Attorneys heard from witnesses connected to the American Legion where Thomas Bonfanti was arrested. R.A.J. Douglas was in court and has more.
Defense attorney Jeffrey Toothaker called sole surviving witness Regina Hall back to the stand, along with 3 people associated to the American Legion Social Club. 3 witnesses testified that they heard Bonfanti admit to killing several people on February 3, 2020, after he walked inside the American Legion in Machias. Bonfanti allegedly laid $689 on the bar and said, quote, "This is my cremation money. I just killed several people. I just snapped." Quote, witnesses claim he took over a dozen pills before leaving the building to sit in his vehicle. The defense focused on Bonfanti expressing to key witnesses that he was upset about an alleged ongoing theft taking place around the time of the shootings. Hall testified that Bonfanti had often come to her home to talk about things that bothered him. She claims Bonfanti did in fact say he was unhappy about the rumored money missing from the Veterans Social Club. The Office of the Maine Attorney General objected to this line of questioning because of the lack of relevance to the case. Prosecutor Leanne Zania called to the stand the officer and EMT that responded to Hall's desperate call for help. Officer Brian Allen testified that Hall identified Bonfanti as the person who shot her when he responded to the scene. Neither side has yet to identify a motive. At the Waldo County Superior Courthouse, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Meanwhile, Bangor police are reminding people to beware of scammers who call saying a family member needs money for bail. Sergeant Wade Better says a Bangor resident recently fell victim to this type of cash for bail scam. He says one person claimed to be a family member, the other claiming to be an attorney. The victim who got the call ended up losing more than $18,000. Better says you should never agree to give out financial information or send money to someone who calls claiming to be a bail bondsman or attorney. Better says you should always check with local law enforcement agencies to make sure that that call is legitimate. Meanwhile, Governor Mills announced her opposition to Central Maine Power's plans to increase its electricity rates. The governor called on CMP to not file the rate increase request and said if they do so, she will direct the Energy Office to intervene. The utility company announced plans to request a 3-year rate hike that will result in an increase of roughly $10 per month for the average residential ratepayer. In a statement, the governor said, quote, Maine people are already struggling with sky-high costs from record inflation, including high electricity rates that are the result of New England's dependence on expensive, harmful fossil fuels. For CMP to say they want to help heap added costs onto Maine people just adds insult to injury, end quote. The new rates would be phased in late 2023. Maine Community Action Partnership will be teaming up with 30 renewable energy companies to help families who struggled with heating costs this past winter season. This partnership will help Maine families who were denied access through the Home Energy Assistance Program for being above the federal income guidelines. Members of the 30 renewable energy companies, along with Maine Community Action officials, took a tour of the Long Road Energy solar site in Augusta in celebration of the collaboration. Matt Kearns of Long Road Energy says the companies have donated $30,000 to Maine Community Action to help assist families in need.
This all kind of came together, as I said earlier, with just a horrible heating season in Maine. And for anybody who heats their home with oil, opening that bill was super painful this year. And solar is, a great resource, and it is increasingly becoming a bigger piece of the pie. But we had an immediate problem this winter, and we need to take action.
$60,000 have been credited to home heating vendors to help more than 200 households thus far. Great to see them getting the assistance they need. Well, 2 months have now passed since a fire destroyed the Penobscot-McCrum potato processing plant in Belfast. Although the future of the property is uncertain, Belfast City Manager Aaron Herbig says the lease for the rail trail that runs in front of it has been extended for people to continue using.
We did open up the rail trail just this past weekend. The McCrum family and their contractor have done an incredible job cleaning that site up. I mean, everyone in the community has been talking about how quickly they were able to do that.
Herbig says there's still a piece of equipment on the property, so they are asking people to avoid the marked area where there are signs. She says when she last spoke with the owner of the facility, Jay McCrum, he said the family is still discussing what they would like to do with the property. Herbig says they aren't expecting a decision, though, until late fall, as the city wants to give them the time, space, and support that they need. Very important there. All right, well, as we look outside today, a bit cooler, more cloudy than what we've been used to lately, but things can quickly change, as we know, here in Maine. So for our first look at our forecast, we're going to turn things over to take a first look.
Thank you so much, Peter. Your first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination for over 70 years. All right, let's talk about those cooler temperatures out there. Today, still not looking too bad. Some 60s and 70s all across the state, with 66 here in Bangor as a high temperature today. That is still below average. And not only that, but we have a good amount of cloud cover out there with this low pressure system, with causing lots of rain, especially in the northern part of the state. Here in Bangor, just a little bit of cloud cover for now, but all of this precipitation will be moving on in, especially by Saturday once some heavier rain starts to move on in. But tonight, temperatures will continue to stick around in the mid-50s. Peter?
All right, pretty calm overnight. Thanks so much there, Conrad. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Ames Elementary School students learn about the importance and the meaning behind Memorial Day. Plus, today, Northern Light officials held a ceremonial groundbreaking event for their new hospital in Blue Hill. We'll have those stories and more after this.
You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
All of this, I see no difference. What? Hey! Okay, alright. You said I don't want to talk about it. Great, what are you doing?
When the Granite Shop wants to know the weather on MDI, they log on to foxbangor.com. At the Granite Shop in Sedgwick and in Trenton, we have more inventory than all other shops in the state combined. Fastest turnaround, too.
Many of the area golfers keep returning to the Pine Hill Golf Course, offering one of the area's best greens, well-manicured practice greens, and spacious driving range to improve your game. Bring your family to Pine Hill Golf Course to play a challenging yet relaxing round of golf at an affordable rate. Our clubhouse is a great place to eat, drink, and learn. Don't miss your shot to play an affordable round of golf at Pine Hill Golf Course, open to the public and members. Pine Hill Golf Course, just off the Brewer Lake Road.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. Every sub makes a difference, so we make our subs differently. Like our new Everything Hook and Ladder. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
The Usos are the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions as the Bloodlines domination spreads. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Hi, I'm Joe Cortez. Coming up on Good Morning Maine, it's Friday, so we'll have all the feel-good stories heading into the weekend and get you prepared for Memorial Day. Plus, we'll have a special guest in our 7 o'clock hour. You won't want to miss that interview. Mr. Food will have another delicious dish to cook up for us. We'll have weather and sports. See you soon.
Welcome back. The Northern Light Blue Hill Hospital project is well underway now. Earlier today, Northern Light health officials held a ceremonial groundbreaking event and discussed what the project means for the community there. Our Dylan Holloway has more.
Northern Light Blue Hill Hospital is undergoing a facility construction project which began a couple months ago. A groundbreaking ceremony was held on Thursday to commemorate the project's progress.
We're so excited today. This is the official groundbreaking for our new hospital right here in Blue Hill. As you can see behind me, the project has already started, but today we have some of our friends of the hospital here to help us celebrate.
Project benefactor Donald Sussman presented a donation of $2 million to the Blue Hill Hospital Board Chair. Sussman, who is originally from Miami, Florida, told a story about his first exposure to Maine's generosity years ago. During a trip out to dinner, Sussman says he realized he'd only brought a credit card, which the restaurant did not accept as payment. Embarrassed, Sussman went to the owner of the establishment to try and leave his contact information.
And I started saying, but I just bought a piece of land that I'm building. She said, stop. I said, let me give you my name and my address. Stop. Enjoy your dinner. Come and pay me when you can. Didn't even want to know my name. That says a lot about this community.
Sussman, who is also the benefactor of the Sussman Medical Office building, says this is a huge day for the Blue Hill community. According to Blue Hill Hospital President John Ronan, the new facility will include private rooms for every patient.
People at Peninsula really rely on Blue Hill Hospital to take care of their needs. We value that trust. And as we found that our building was aging, we wanted to upgrade it and make sure that they had the facility to take care of them for the next 50 to 100 years.
Ronan says the project is expected to be finished next May. Reporting from Blue Hill, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Facing growing pressure to do more to help asylum seekers and families living in hotels, the state has unveiled a plan to open a temporary emergency shelter. A Mills administration official says their plan has been under wraps, but right now nothing is finalized just yet. Brad Rogers has more with a closer look at the governor's plan.
Governor Mills plans to use the $22 million she put in the supplemental budget to fund a temporary emergency shelter in Portland and additional hotel rooms for homeless families.
We're using those funds to address both of those needs.
Greg Payne, the governor's senior advisor on housing policy, would not say where that shelter will be in Portland, but says it will house as many as 280 homeless and asylum-seeking adults.
A congregate temporary shelter where those folks can go to be safe for the next year before the city shelter is fully constructed.
At the same time, the governor is also taking steps to put up to 140 asylum-seeking families in 3 undisclosed housing complexes now being renovated in Portland, South Portland, and Brunswick, which will include funding to pay their rent for 2 years.
We are working on permanent housing opportunities that can help get folks out of the hotels and into housing that they can stay in permanently.
Right now, hundreds of asylum seekers staying in hotels in South Portland will soon have to leave. Payne hopes to have some of these new apartments ready by September. Sooner the better, says Kololo Soko, an asylum seeker from Angola staying at the Quality Inn in South Portland. He told us he's been looking for an apartment for 6 months, but can't find one.
You have the problem for the housing, for the apartment. He's looking, but he's not found the apartment.
We're doing all we can to kind of help assimilate folks here at the same time that we have a massive undersupply of housing.
As for the housing crisis, the governor has also allocated more than $180 million to create affordable housing units in Maine.
The governor has allocated an unprecedented amount of money for affordable housing development in our state for everybody.
That was Brad Rogers reporting. Meanwhile, more than 40 asylum seekers are living at a South Portland church. It's a temporary solution as families try to figure out what comes next. Mal Meyer has more from South Portland, where the community is rising to the challenge.
There was infants, there were children, there was moms and dads.
East Point Christian Church Connections pastor Keenan Eaton says they were contacted late last week by the Maine Immigrant Rights Coalition. Families initially needed a temporary place to stay.
We had a conversation with East Point, so we asked them to, just a night.
But the church has kept their doors open much longer than that.
We felt kind of called to be able to help out any way we could.
The church has been working with local and state partners to get the people staying here the resources they need, and congregation members are lending a hand.
We've got a pool of about almost 300 volunteers that are rotating through a 24-hour volunteer cycle, and many of them have already jumped in the last week to serve a 3 or 4 hour shift.
For some, this is an eye-opening experience.
I think helping people from other places around the world, it really just shows you how much we take for granted.
Sophia Layton is playing with the kids today, finding common ground despite a language barrier.
We're able to teach them how to play Duck, Duck, Goose today, which is interesting.
While other volunteers can relate on a personal level.
Having internal people speak the language, know the culture, have made the journey, that are vested members of our church, be able to help as kind of champions in this has been absolutely critical.
Hoping to help in any way they can. The church is taking this day by day. Officials aren't sure how many more people might come or how long they could stay.
And that was Mal Meyer reporting. Federal, Canadian, and Maine state agencies gathered with tribal members for a signing ceremony to highlight commitments made to restoring the functions and values of the St. Croix River, also known as the Passamaquoddy as the Schoodic River. The ceremony affirmed the collective goal of restoring the indigenous fish population there. Local speakers stressed the urgency of reconstructing nearby fish passages within aging dam structures.
If you try to accomplish a goal by yourself, it could be unattainable. When the river flourishes, we all flourish.
Speaker Alex Hoare said rivers are the lungs of the ocean, and this one's been choked. Coming up next on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the scene of the Texas school massacre, which left at least 19 children dead and a nation in shock. And Ukraine's defense ministry says Russia has taken the advantage in a highly disputed region. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Some hesitate when faced with a decision, but not you. Introducing the 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes & More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch-support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes & More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Make the call to unclog. Nichols Plumbing has been serving Bangor and beyond for over 45 years. Our community has placed their trust in us for plumbing, well and drain maintenance, camp weatherization, sewer and septic line repair and replacement. And we also offer 24/7 emergency services. Our plumbers are fully licensed and ready to solve any plumbing problem. 989-1533. Make the call to unclog.
Hey, everyone, listen up. It's time to take back the summer.
With Fox. It's time to sing along.
With your new summer playlist.
Time to bring the heat.
And dance. Into the summer night.
Fox is all new. Old
Summer long.
What's the first thing you want to do when you take a bite of that? Take a second.
Presenting Kia's lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs, backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Sorento.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Amid the tears and heartbreak over Tuesday's school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, there's even more grief for a new victim. Fox's Alexis McAdams has details.
Don't cry, I'm so sorry you're crying.
A mother in tears as 21 white crosses sit in front of this Texas elementary school. Each one stands for an innocent life lost in the Uvalde school shooting. Now another tragedy as the husband of one of the heroic teachers has died. The family saying Irma Garcia's husband, Joe Garcia, passed away this morning of a medical emergency. But really, they say he died of a broken heart. This couple were high school sweethearts, together for more than 30 years. They now leave behind 4 children. So many families left broken. The grandpa of Jose Flores remembering the last time he saw his 10-year-old grandson. Now the next time will be at his funeral.
He was just a little boy, like growing up, going to school.
As families plan these services, Ellie Garcia's mom writing she can't eat, drink, or even get out of bed, sickened by the loss of her little girl, asking why this shooting wasn't prevented. Other families have questions about the teen gunman.
I just don't understand how people could sell that type of a gun to a kid, to an 18-year-old. Like, what is he going to use it for?
The father of Jacqueline Casares grieving, holding her photo in his hands, asking why police didn't respond sooner.
I honestly think that it could have been, so a lot more could have been prevented if they were prepared. You know, I didn't see no preparedness at all. I mean,
With the unanswered questions, grief, and anger, a local minister trying to offer comfort.
I may cry some more here as we speak. You may cry because our hearts are broken. But you know what I also know and I also believe? God's heart is broken.
Right now, funeral homes in Uvalde preparing for these services, some coming as soon as this weekend. This as a Texas man is on his way to that town to donate 21 caskets, 19 of those custom for the small kids. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
And as President Biden gets ready to visit Uvalde, Texas on Sunday, he's taking criticism for signing an executive order placing new restrictions on police so soon after the shooting, and while the U.S. is in the midst of a nationwide crime surge. All of this as Republicans are being criticized over gun control. Fox's Jillian Turner has details from the White House.
Why not make an official interagency task force?
Because we have a whole-of-government approach. What we are saying right now is that we need help. We need assistance. The president cannot do this alone. The Congress needs to act.
The education secretary is telling a Senate panel today Republicans have brought nothing but bad ideas to the table.
The solution of arming teachers, in my opinion, is further disrespect to a profession that's already beleaguered.
Senator Rick Scott, Florida's governor during the Parkland shooting, says Republicans have put forth school protection measures this week and got nowhere.
We had a bill yesterday we took to the floor that would basically codify a clearinghouse to give parents more information about the safety of their schools, and Chuck Schumer went to the floor and blocked it.
Today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell instructed Texas Republican John Cornyn to work across the aisle on a bipartisan solution.
But I think there's a sense of, urgency that maybe we didn't feel before.
But Democrats aren't making any promises.
If we don't succeed, we're having votes. We're putting people on the record.
The intelligence community, meanwhile, assesses the domestic threat posed by shooters like the Uvalde high schooler now surpasses all others.
The threat of lone actors who look to attack regular, everyday people going about their regular, everyday lives. It's that threat that we continue to be most concerned about here in the homeland.
One parent who lost a daughter in the Parkland high school shooting says President Biden is chasing the wrong threats.
You got a president that's signing an executive order going after police officers, which is ridiculous.
President Biden signed that executive order on policing last night, but as the ink is still drying, it is getting fierce pushback and criticism from some corners. Senator Tim Scott is essentially accusing Democrats of pilfering language he put forward in his own Justice Act bill 2 years ago. In Washington, Jillian Turner, Fox News.
King held a virtual press conference to address several key issues. The independent senator discussed gun legislation following the recent mass shooting in Texas, as well as others that have taken place this year. King said he supports addressing issues with current red flag laws and universal background check laws.
It's important to observe that no one law will necessarily solve all these problems, nor can we solve them through legislation purely, but we can lower the odds, we can improve the situation, and of course, as many people have pointed out, we also have to pay attention to mental health issues.
He says he hopes the Senate can come to an agreement on these issues and enact changes soon. Meanwhile, Ukraine's president says Vladimir Putin will not stop with Ukraine and his territorial ambitions. This comes as Russia continues its offensive in Kharkiv. Fox's Trey Yingst gives us a closer look.
The body of a Ukrainian civilian lies on the sidewalk. This afternoon, Russian forces renewed the shelling of central Kharkiv, killing at least 8 people.
The strikes were made by multiple rocket launchers and artillery. It indicates that the enemy has again engaged in treacherously striking the civilian population.
Outgoing artillery fire right now from the northern part of Kharkiv. The battle rages on here as some civilians are returning to find their homes completely destroyed.
The damage in Kharkiv is extensive, with entire apartment blocks destroyed. And as fighting continues across eastern Ukraine, Russian troops are making small territorial gains in areas that still house thousands of civilians. Tatiana Pochivalova stands in front of her destroyed home outside of Kharkiv. Even with shelling nearby, she wants to return.
I want to go back home, but my home is completely destroyed. I hope that someone will rebuild it.
The Ukrainian military is struggling to retain territory further east in the Luhansk province, where Russian troops are estimated to control 90% of the land. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the Latvian parliament Thursday, stressing the urgency of the fight and warning that Russian President Putin won't be satisfied with only invading Ukraine.
In Russia, they openly say that they will not have enough only with Ukraine. They also need the Baltic states, Poland, and other European countries.
This comes as leadership from the G7 is considering a plan to allow Russian oligarchs to purchase sanctions relief and then use that money for reconstruction in Ukraine. In Kharkiv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Hollywood co-stars and friends are paying tribute to Goodfellas and Field of Dreams star Ray Liotta after shocking news the actor died. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest and a look back at his career.
Ray Liotta, a legendary actor famous for his tough on-screen persona, has passed away at the age of 67. According to his publicist, Liotta died in his sleep while in the Dominican Republic shooting his upcoming film Dangerous Waters. His publicist says there was no foul play. Born in Newark, New Jersey, Liotta began acting in high school. His early work began on the soap opera Another World.
Charlie.
You gotta fight for a woman like this.
Liotta's first big feature film was Something Wild, for which he earned his first Golden Globe nomination. Following that was the part of shoeless Joe Jackson in Field of Dreams.
What do you do? I'm in construction.
Then came the breakout role of Henry Hill in Martin Scorsese's 1990 genre-defining mob classic, Goodfellas.
You're not smart enough to know how not smart you are.
From there were many unforgettable roles from film to TV, and he was particularly busy the past couple years. Liotta starred in the crime thriller No Sudden Move, had 2 parts in the Sopranos prequel The Many Saints of Newark, and recently starred on the series Hannah. Tributes from Hollywood are pouring in. James Mangold, who directed Liotta in Identity, wrote, "Beyond the tough guy exterior and the tightly wound emotions of his signature characters, he was a sweet, playful, and passionate collaborator and brilliant actor." Jamie Lee Curtis shared, "His work as an actor showed his complexity as a human being. A gentle man, so sad to hear." And Goodfellas co-star Lorraine Bracco said, "I can be anywhere in the world and people will come up and tell me their favorite movie is Goodfellas. Then they always ask what was the best part of making that movie. My response has always been the same, Ray Liotta." Liotta is survived by his fiancée, JC Natolo, and his daughter, Carson.
If we're going to get on each other about accountability, do it then, show us.
Shark Dog, what is this?
That's like my 2 favorite animals.
The greatest hits from the best of times are right back where they started. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 Retro Radio. We played them first and we're playing them again.
Z62. Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Roots to Remedy is Maine's premier apothecary, where ingredients matter and caring comes first. You'll never find GMOs or anything artificial in our handcrafted products ever. Our edibles are created in small batches to suit an array of dietary restrictions. You can find us at these fine businesses shown, located throughout eastern and central Maine, and of course, Roots to Remedies in downtown Millinocket. If you can't find us where you shop, ask for us by name. Roots to Remedies for all your CBDs.
Did you know that it's possible to prevent colorectal cancer with regular screening?
I almost skipped my colonoscopy because I had something more important to do. But my friend said, "You've got to go."
Today, you have options for colon cancer screening. Ask your provider which test is right for you.
I was lucky. They caught my cancer early enough to treat it successfully.
If you're 50 or older, ask your provider about colon cancer screening or visit screenmaine.org.
Everything hurts, everything's expensive. Let's not even talk about your hair. Enough! Here at Z62, we hit the rewind button. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 is back with the greatest hits from the best of time.
Welcome back. Ames Elementary School students are learning about the importance of Memorial Day. Our Brooke Riley shares how they're honoring local vets.
Captain Albert, thank you for our service.
Remember, honor, teach. That was the goal Thursday morning as Ames Elementary School's 2nd and 4th graders placed American flags on the graves of veterans at Grove Cemetery.
We're here to remember the service and sacrifices of those who served. We're going to honor their service, and we're teaching the next generation about what it means and the value of those who have gone to protect our freedoms.
The Belfast Veterans of Foreign Wars put this event on in collaboration with several other organizations in Waldo County right before Memorial Day each year.
What makes it so special is the camaraderie, the people that come out, the opportunity to be with the kids, any chance we have to show respect for those that have fallen is always a special occasion.
The students have been learning about patriotism and what servicemen and women do for the country throughout the year.
This week, specifically in preparation for our field trip today, we learned about, or I taught them about the buddy poppies and the meaning behind that, what Memorial Day is all about, some of that history.
People wear it all year long to remember and honor all the people who lost their lives.
After the kids placed a flag next to each veteran's grave, they then set a penny down to signify their visit.
I never knew that you could put coins on gravestones, and that just means you're respecting them, paying your respects.
The young students took pride in participating.
They served our country just so that we could have freedom. Thank you for serving our country and doing a sacrifice for our families.
The VFW plans to continue this tradition and expand it to more classes for many years to come.
It's an honor to teach our youth of today about our veterans of the past.
This is just not one day. We try to teach this as a day of, every day is a day of remembrance.
In Belfast, Brooke Riley, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
All right, good job, everybody. Really cool story there. More than 5,000 students across the state participated in the annual MLTI Student Conference hosted by Nokomis Middle High School on Thursday. Our Sierra Jordan was there. We're working on getting you that story right now. All right. Well, we'll circle back to that, but in the meantime, Conrad Sapinski is coming up next with our full 5-day forecast. Stay with us. We're going to toss the break.
The Earth's gravity changes in spring, when water moves in a mass-altering dance. Maybe that's why in spring, we're drawn in new directions, pulled out of hibernation and pushed into action. So be bold, make the shift, and gravitate to greatness.
Get 0.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 purchase allowance on the 2022 Cadillac XT4, XT5, and XT6. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
After my accident, I needed help.
I was looking for information online.
Then I found it.
JoeBornstein.com.
Get help now at JoeBornstein.com. From your smartphone or desktop, here in Maine, the law offices of Joe Bornstein is as close as your fingertips.
The consultation was free and confidential.
In person or online.
The firm with the track record of results.
If you've been injured in an accident, call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Right now.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Should Viagra or Cialis really cost hundreds of dollars? We don't think so. Get generic Viagra or Cialis starting at under $1 per tablet. Call 800-576-1538. We buy generic meds direct, so there's no pharmacy markups or doctor office costs. Just fill out a brief survey, and if appropriate, you'll get the lowest prices available. Your consultation is free, there's no doctor office visits, and your shipping is always free. Call 800-576-1538. Again, 800-576-1538.
I pledge allegiance.
One of NASCAR's crown jewel races.
To the flag.
We're racing for them.
Of the United States of America.
Happy Thursday and welcome back, everyone. Your Maine weather is brought to you by Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales in Hancock. Stop in and see Tony and Nicole, where every vehicle comes with a complimentary 6-month, 6,000-mile major component coverage plan. Come buy your vehicle the fair way. It's more than just the tagline. It's the way they do business. And let's talk about those winds out there. I know it's a cooler day out there today. Some cloud cover, a little bit of rain here and there. But the wind is another story out there. Look at Bar Harbor coming in close to a 20-mile-per-hour sustained wind. Here in Bangor, we have a 15-mile-per-hour sustained winds, gusting anywhere near 30. So another windy day out there today. But we are not in the clear because it will get even windier by tomorrow. Check out these wind gusts, especially by Bar Harbor, coming close to 40 miles per hour. Yes, it will be really windy out there, and because of all that wind, we do have a small craft advisory that is in effect until the morning hours on Saturday. So that wind will continue to be on the gusty end. So if you're out and about enjoying your Memorial Day weekend, really be careful out there because it will be gusty. But just some cloud cover out there right now. No rain for the most part here in Bangor. Some rain showers showing up to the north, closer to Caribou, but here in Bangor we are in the clear for now. Just some cloud cover, but all of this right over here will be moving in, so we're not in the clear for long because it will continue to move east and finally make it into our area, especially by Saturday afternoon, where we might even have a couple of thunderstorms. Our Futurecast does show those clouds really sticking around tonight, and then once again for tomorrow, maybe a spotty shower or two, but the main deal is Saturday, once a line of storms and maybe even some thunderstorms might be moving in, so we'll keep an eye on that. But a good amount of rainfall, especially to the north. Look at the northern part of the state. That purple and that red is 2 to 3 inches of rain. So a really big soak maker, especially to the north here in Bangor and anywhere south closer to the coast. We'll come in maybe with a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. So much less rainfall totals compared to the northern part of the state, where they will continuously get nonstop rounds of rain the next couple of days. But temperatures are still on the cooler end. It's not only raining, but it is also on the cooler end, below average temperatures all across the state. But tonight, we'll be dropping into the low to mid 50s out there with some mostly cloudy skies, maybe a drizzle or two. Some fog will be possible tonight, and then once again into the morning hours tomorrow. But the sun peaks out later on, rising those temperatures above average and into the mid 70s for tomorrow. But our 5-day outlook does show chances of thunderstorms by Saturday. But look at Memorial Day. We start to clear up with temperatures coming real close to 80 degrees. Peter?
All righty, Conrad, thanks so much. Sports is coming up next with Tyler. Stay with us.
Q106.5 is Maine's #1 for new country. The biggest country stars with their biggest songs. And more fun with Scott Miller and Cindy Campbell on the Q106.5 Morning Show. Download the Q106.5 app and listen at work. Q106.5.
Many of the area golfers keep returning to the Pine Hill Golf Course, offering one of the area's best greens, well-manicured practice greens, and spacious driving range to improve your game. Bring your family to Pine Hill Golf Course to play a challenging yet relaxing round of golf at an affordable rate. Our clubhouse is a great place to eat, drink, and learn. Don't miss your shot to play an affordable round of golf at Pine Hill Golf Course, open to the public and members. Pine Hill Golf Course, just off the Brewer Lake Road.
It takes all types to play Family Feud. The Penny Pincher.
Name something a man might have in common with his underpants.
They cheat. The Blunt Mama.
If you knew Steve Harvey was at your door, you'd answer it wearing what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Gonna do it like that, Miss Carol?
See who shows up all season on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Q106.5 is Maine's #1 for new country. The biggest country stars with their biggest songs. And more fun with Scott Miller and Cindy Campbell on the Q106.5 Morning Show. Download the Q106.5 app and listen at work. Q106.5.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. Well, the America East Baseball Tournament just keeps chugging along. Thursday's day 2 of the tournament, 3 more games then, and finally, the home team got to play. Maine, the top seed in the tournament, taking on UMass Lowell, winner to the semifinal on Friday. Maine up 4-3 in the third. Look at Joe Bramante unloading on this baseball. Sends it into the end zone of the football field. It's 5-3. Next inning, Quinn McDaniel getting in on the fun. He finds the right center gap with a liner. Another run comes in. He is on with a double. Moving ahead, 6-4 now, Black Bears. Bases loaded for Ryan Proto. And the catcher rips this one down the right field line. All 3 runs are going to score at 7-6 Riverhawks. He legs out a triple. Who says catchers can't run, right? All right, couple batters later, it is Frank Wayman at the dish. He pokes this one right past McDaniel at second. It's 8-6 now. To the 6th we go. Bases loaded, no outs for Bramante, but he gets on top of that ball. 6-4-3 double play, not what you want there with Bramante up. To the 9th we go. Jeff Mejia gives this ball a ride. He's the last hope, but look at the play from Alex Lucchini to end the ball game. Riverhawks win 9-7. Black Bears head to the losers bracket, but you ask them, they feel they have what it takes to pull out of this hole.
I mean, we've won 4 in a row. I mean, this is possible to do. We put ourselves in a hole, but we like to battle, and maybe the chip's going to be there for us. So I think that's the that's the spark we needed to really put this into the next gear.
You know what? We couldn't push it through, and it's a tough loss, but we gotta forge forward. We have won 4 games in a row before. If any team could do it, it was the team to do it. So we got to go out and win 4 games in a row, and if we don't do that, the season will be over.
All right, let's head to some high school sports now. The MPA Tennis Open was this past weekend, and on Monday, one MCI student was crowned the best girls player in the state in just her 2nd year in Maine.
We've never been this successful, ever. I've been on the team all 4 years.
It has been quite the season for MCI girls tennis.
This year is our year to be successful, and I think that we have a good chance of getting far into playoffs.
They sit at 11-1, and leading the way for the Huskies has been senior Lydia Gomez, a foreign exchange student from Spain.
It's been a really great year for MCI tennis, and I think a lot of it started with her expertise and the power she brings to it.
She's kind of a model for all of us because she's just so incredible.
Gomez is in her 2nd year with the program, and as of Monday, she is the MPA girls singles champion.
I was feeling well. I think I really kind of have one of the best levels that I had. So I was happy with that.
Gomez beat Brunswick's Coco Meserve in the finals in what she calls one of the best matches she has played in Maine.
She was really good. She was really smart. She got a really good serve. And we were at the same level.
We're all watching the fuzz fly off the tennis balls behind their rackets, and you're just like, this is amazing, right? And they're both playing at such a great level.
Coach Buys says that Lydia was already pretty experienced on the court coming into MCI. But throughout the past 2 years, he has seen her grow off the court as a teammate and a student.
Definitely during her time at MCI, we've seen her embracing sort of the culture at the school, getting involved.
The most that I like here is the people that we go to play in teams. We are all together and we can help each other.
Her presence with the Huskies, even just in practice, is definitely rubbing off.
Playing against her, she'll go easy on us, but it's also great playing against someone who's so good because it really prepares us for our competition.
And right now, with playoffs right around the corner, they are all looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has in store.
We're super proud of her, and we're really excited to see what else is coming up with the rest of our season. Obviously, she's been an incredible component in our success this year. The other kids have worked so hard.
All right, moving on now. Great story right there. Looking forward to watching the Huskies the rest of the way. But over to basketball. What a win from the Celtics on Wednesday night. The defense really showed out, holding the Heat to just 80 points all game to take a 3-2 lead over them in the series. So now they are just one win away from booking their first trip to the NBA Finals since 2010, when Shaquille O'Neal was on the team a long time ago. They're looking to knock out Miami on Friday night in Game 6 at TD Garden. Now, if you ask me, Boston has been the better team all series, but the Heat are scrappy, and they know they've got a desperate team coming into Boston that isn't going to go away quietly.
Can't think that it's over with, that, we need to go back home like we down 3-2. With that sense of urgency, like, it's a must-win game.
This is a great opportunity. Leave everything on the floor. You don't want any feelings of regret. We got an opportunity to do something with this group that's special. So let's not take that for granted.
Looking forward to that matchup. 8:30 on Friday on ESPN. Going to be a great one. All right, that is sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Shop Jordan's Furniture now, and it could all be free. Visit Jordans.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota VX Series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with French fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with French fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Make the call to unclog. Nichols Plumbing has been serving Bangor and beyond for over 45 years. Our community has placed their trust in us for plumbing, well and drain maintenance, camp weatherization, sewer and septic line repair and replacement. And we also offer 24/7 emergency services. Our plumbers are fully licensed and ready to solve any plumbing problem. 989-1533. Make the call to unclog.
The leap of faith. Some hesitate, but not you. You don't ask what if. You embrace what's next with open arms. You don't question your decision. You double down. Because you know the thrill is worth it. Introducing the 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius on Origin Story.
Yes, that's me.
A small-town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon, 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this. Yes, I can.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back. Johnny Depp returns to the witness stand in his libel case against Amber Heard. Plus, a first look at a musical documentary and a musical role for a Netflix star. That's all in today's Hollywood Nation with Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
JJ is ready to race, Gayton goes to Broadway, and Depp is back on the stand in the Hollywood Nation.
It's insane.
Johnny Depp was back on the witness stand in his $50 million libel case against Amber Heard. He denied his ex-wife's accusations of sexual and physical abuse and said he's been waiting 6 years to bring the truth out. Heard testified about more than a dozen instances of physical abuse at Depp's hands. Depp's ex, Kate Moss, also testified Wednesday that she was never assaulted by the Pirates of the Caribbean actor. Despite Heard's testimony referencing a rumor, Depp pushed Moss down the stairs. In today's First Looks is the trailer for Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, A Journey, a Song. The documentary includes never-before-seen material like the singer-songwriter's personal notebooks and rare audio recordings. It's coming to theaters July 1st. A Speed Racer live-action series is in the works at Apple with J.J. Abrams executive producing, according to Variety. Speed Racer's animated adventures started in the 1960s, and a 2008 live-action film starred Emile Hirsch. From the Upside Down to the Broadway stage, Gaten Matarazzo is joining Dear Evan Hansen July 19th as the character Jared Kleinman. The news comes as Matarazzo returns to Hawkins, Indiana with Stranger Things Season 4 premiering Friday. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Miller Time by the Barbecue has taken on a whole new meaning. Miller Lite now releasing charcoal that smells like the company's iconic beer. According to Miller, they reduce their beer to a concentrate that is then coated on the charcoal, which releases Miller Lite flavor when set on fire. The company says this is a limited time offer, so time to get those beer brats on the grill. And lastly tonight, more than 5,000 students across the state participated in the annual MLTI student conference hosted by Nokomis Middle High School on Thursday. Our Sierra Jordan was there and has the story.
Let the games begin.
Students and educators from schools across the state participated virtually in a live robotics competition hosted by 7th and 8th graders at Nokomis Middle High School.
The experience was so much fun. I had such a great time.
For 19 years, the annual one-day event was made for students in the Maine Department of Education's statewide technology program called Maine Learning Through Technology Initiative.
So we'll have leaders of the workshops coming into the classrooms and students working collaboratively with technology to be able to learn new skills, practice it, and then create something new by the end of their session.
Space to connect. That's the theme for this year's conference.
Think about different ways that students connect. And so we thought, well, robots, much like Mars rover, robotics that are working in space, that are working in engineering, that are working in medicine, thought this would be a fantastic way to launch our conference.
Lambert says 55 schools across the state are participating, from which 5,672 students took part.
When I got in here, I got a little bit nervous, got the shakes a little bit.
Dagan Trafton is an 8th grade student of Nokomis Middle High School who competed in the robotics competition.
We had 5 balls in the middle. We had 2 hoops on the corners, and then we had to pick like 3 of the 5 balls up and then get them in our 2 hoops.
Trafton says he hopes the skills he developed during the conference will gear him towards the right direction for his career.
I want to be a mechanical engineer, so I was looking forward to this. I thought it directly went to it, and I was really happy to be a part of it.
In Newport, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Some incredible work by those students today. All right, that's all we have for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be right back here tomorrow.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC 7, right now for ABC 7 News at 11.
If you suffer from foot pain, ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain, even lower back pain, if just standing causes aches, soreness, and fatigue, the problem could be your feet. When your feet are out of alignment, your entire body is out of alignment and you're in pain. Now you can change all of that. Today, introducing Superthotics, the doctor-designed breakthrough that solves the problem in your feet and relieves the pain throughout your entire body.
You won't get your delivery payments. Excellent. Then get going. And remember, drive safe.